Welcome to the sixth lecture of this class. I've remade the sphere off camera, and I think this new version is slightly better than the previous one. However, I've decided to add the grain effect at the end of the project. Before that, I want to make some color corrections to this sphere. To do so, I'll be exporting it to Photoshop. I've exported it as a single element. Now, open it in Photoshop. It's entirely up to you whether you want to go through this process. If you prefer to skip it, the final color-corrected sphere is already available in your project folder. Just drag and drop it to continue with the following lectures. But if you'd like to see the color correction and adjustment process, let's begin. First, I'm going to add a brightness and contrast layer. I'll project the final values on the screen so you won't have to wait until the end to see them. All we want is a bit of a higher contrast with a touch of added brightness. Next, add a hue and saturation layer. We'll make the sphere a little more saturated. After that, I'm adding a color balance layer. I've added more red, magenta, and blue to the midtones to enrich the overall color scheme. Lastly, I'm applying a selective color layer, which might take a bit longer to fine-tune. For the reds, we've made them warmer. Adjusting the yellow values didn't make a huge difference. And the same goes for greens, as there are none in our sphere. I left the cyan values nearly unchanged, and kept the blue balance close to the original. But I did add a bit more magenta. In the white areas, I increased the yellow slightly. While gray and black didn't see any major changes. Now, comparing the before and after, I think the time spent on color correction was well worth it. I'm exporting the image as a PNG file, and you can find the color-corrected version in your project folder. This version looks far better than the earlier one. That's it for this lecture. In the next one, we'll download the fonts we'll be using for this project.